So yesterday we talked about 8.4, which was simplifying and multiplying and dividing rational expressions. Now we will be adding and subtracting them. Now, when you're adding and subtracting rational expressions, you need to have a common denominator. You do not need that for multiplying and dividing. You do not need that for simplifying, but you do need it for adding and subtracting. So make sure as you work through that you have a common denominator, and the best way to do that is for us to find the least common denominator by factoring our denominators and finding out which pieces are missing. So as you can see here, we have a denominator of C and C. So then you add the two tops, A plus B, and then C is still going to be your denominator. Same thing with subtraction, except for now it's obviously subtracting. Down here, we have a 5x squared and a 5x squared. 3x plus 7 goes on top, and then notice the 5x squared stays the same. No, it does not become 10x to the fourth. It is 5x squared. Good. Moving right along. Okay, so now with this one, we are pretending that this is one of our denominators and this is the other denominator. So we need to factor our two denominators. And then we will be able to move on from there to find what the common denominator would be. But first you have to factor and find any common pieces. So we are going to do that. So first we are going to factor the one here on the left, 4x squared minus 16, and you can pull a 4 out of there, so then you have x squared minus 4, and then we're going to factor that, so you get 4x plus 2 and x minus 2. Then I'm going to factor the other one, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 6 out, so I'm going to take 6 out, so then you're left with x squared minus 4x plus 4, which will then get you x minus 2 and x minus 2. So now you're going to look for any common terms that you have, and I'm going to highlight those in purple here. So we have an x minus 2 and an x minus 2, and then if we split 6 up into 2 and 3, and 4 into 2 and 2, we have a 2 in common as well. So that's what you're going to have there. So now you have 2 and 2 and x minus 2 and x minus 2. So that is going to be the first couple things that you put down here. Okay, so that takes care of that, that, and that. Now you're going to bring down the other 2. So that gets rid of that one. You're going to bring down the other 3. So that gets rid of that one. Then you're going to also bring down this x plus 2 over here on the left, and this other x minus 2. So every piece needs to be accounted for. So then your final lowest common denominator would be 12, and then x minus 2, x plus 2, and then this one's just actually going to be squared because you got a minus 2 and a minus 2. So then that would be your final answer for your lowest common denominator. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take example 5 over here, and we are going to find our lowest common denominator, but that means we're going to need to break it up. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this second one, and I'm going to pull a 5x out. So then I got x minus 2, and then I'm going to split this other one up so that the 5x is also available. So it's going to be 5x, and then left over is a 2x. So then that's going to be over 3. So now I have this 5x here in common, and that's what you want to kind of work with. Okay, and so as you work here, you got this 5x and this 5x. Okay, now that means that I'm going to multiply on this side by 2x because that's what I'm missing. And over here I'm going to multiply by x minus 2 and x minus 2 because now, as you see, I have the same denominators. These are the exact same things. Okay, so now I'm going to multiply the tops out now. So I multiplied the two top pieces, so this is going to be 3x minus 6 over here on the left, and this one's going to be 4x squared. Now on the bottom, you just bring the terms together, but go ahead and leave them in factored form because you're going to need that eventually. Now I have the same denominators here. Okay, so these two are the same, so now I'm going to add the tops. So this will be 4x squared sorry for the color choice here, I'll switch back. 4x squared plus 3x minus 6, all divided by our lovely denominator, which you can't do anything with. And so then that will be your final answer. You always want to make sure that you can't factor this one. Now you can't, because you have 4x squared and 6, which would make 24, which does not add up to 3. So then that would be your final answer, 4x squared plus 3x minus 6 and x minus 2, like we have up there. Okay, so now for this next one, we have 7 over 3x minus 9 minus x plus 4 over x squared minus 9. So I'm going to factor the bottoms just like I did here. So I factor the bottoms right there. Okay, and I notice that I got an x minus 3 and an x minus 3. So then that means that I need to multiply over on this side by this x plus 3 and x plus 3. And this side over here I just got to multiply by 3 and 3. So now I got 7x plus 21 on the top down here, and minus 3x plus 12. Now when you do this, you want to make sure that we are always distributing this negative. So this negative's got to go there, and it's also got to go to the other one. So it'll be 7x plus 21 minus 3x minus 12, which will end up getting you this lovely answer of 4x plus 9 over 3 times x minus 3 and x plus 3. And once again, please leave this in factored form. That would be your correct answer there. Okay, last one. We're going to do one more, and then Mr. Johnson's going to let you have some work time. Please, please, please be respectful of him. He is just the greatest sub of all time, and we all love him. So please be respectful of that. Please hang with me here as I finish up the video. Alright. Okay, so I'm going to leave numbers 1 and 2 because they're very simple for the most part, and I'm going to take a look here at number 3. So I'm going to write this on the next page, work through it, and then you guys can get to work. So let's get started with that next page. Okay, so for this one, we are going to just take a look here and factor the bottoms first. So that's what I'm going to do first here. So I got x plus 3 and x minus 3. Now I'm going to see what I have in common. So in common here I have a nice little x plus 3 and an x plus 3. This one over here is missing another x plus 3. And this one over here is missing an x minus 3. So now I'm going to multiply out the tops. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So this one's going to be x squared minus 2x minus 3. And over here on the top I'm going to have 6x plus 18. Okay, so then on the bottoms now, I'm going to have x plus 3 and x plus 3 and x minus 3. So then I just put it as x plus 3 squared and x minus 3. So now I'm going to add the tops up. So I got x squared over here, I got plus 4x, and I got plus 15. And then that's going to all be, I got my x plus 3 squared and my x minus 3. And I cannot factor 15 to be 4, so I am all finished. This would be my final answer, and that's going to be the way that you guys are going to work through. And now you'll have some work time, so please be kind to Mr. Johnson. Try to get some work done. You should be able to finish a good part of the assignment. Please make sure that you adjust the assignment appropriately. Mr. Johnson has the adjusted assignment, not the one on your note sheet or your worksheet. So please make sure that you follow the adjusted assignment. Otherwise, you're going to get into some trouble ones later on. So get to work and enjoy the rest of your day.